What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the Boston Bruins and why they're such an effective team and why they've gotten off to an amazing start to this 1920 NHL season. Now, here's the thing. I'm a Toronto Maple Leaf fan. There's a lot of Leaf fans that watch these videos. Guys, this isn't some sort of video where you come in the comments and talk smack for no reason. Let's show some respect where you should, and this team, the Boston Bruins, in my eyes, is the best team in the NHL. They've started off 11-2-2, so the record shows that they're one of the better teams in the league. But I think as a whole, there's reasons why they're one of the best teams, and I think that they will improve as the season goes on. Now, I've pulled up some stats, and that's why I'm going to be looking over to the side of me here. But I've also looked up some statistics that surprised me a little bit. In terms of fighting majors and hits, a lot of people feel like the Bruins would be all over that they would be fighting, that they would be throwing the most hits in the league, but they're not really in those top categories, like in fighting majors. The only one that they're close is, I believe, Brad Marchand is tied for 5th for like penalty minutes in general. So he still is in there getting his penalty minutes, but Brad Marchand's a very effective player. And that's why I want to look at their stats, look at their overall numbers, because there's just some numbers here that are insane. Like, there's reasons why Boston is this good. People say, oh, it's just their top line, whatever. No, there's other players to this team that get it done, and there's players that haven't even started to get it done this year that eventually will. That's how deep they are. The Bruins are deep. People seem to think that they're a one-line team. They are, in a sense of that's who gets most of the production, but they have guys that will produce and will continue to produce. So I'm going to look at some numbers here, but like I said, I looked at fighting majors, I looked at hits, and I looked at penalty minutes, and I expected to see more of the Bruins in like fighting majors and stuff like that, but I've watched the Bruins besides when they play the Leafs. That's something, that's the thing. Some people just watch when they play their favorite team. If you watch other games, you see how teams play. The Bruins are a much more skilled team than they are a physical team. People might come at me for that, but watch the games. They aren't overly physical. They're only physical when they need to be. And that's how teams adapt. That's, I think, why people are frustrated with Toronto. Is, yes, you should be a skilled team. That's how you win games. You have to score goals. But you also have to play a gritty defensive style game too, which some of the Leafs players will grow into. But this isn't about Toronto. Let's look at goals per game. Now, they are playing the Detroit Red Wings tonight. At the time you're watching this video, it's November 8th. The video should be posted before they play the Detroit Red Wings. What time is this game at? 7:30, so make sure to check that game out. I'm sure it's going to be good. Boston goes into this one 11-2-2. Detroit's 4-12-1. But their goals per game before the game in Detroit, 3.73 goals per game. So they're almost scoring 4 goals per game. And this is a team that doesn't need to score a ton because they're so good defensively. Because if you look at their goals against per game, 2.33. So Halak and Rask are getting it done. Those two guys in the crease have been incredible for them. They just get it done on a nightly basis. Moving on to their special teams. Boston has a 31.37% power play percentage. They're scoring on 30% of their power plays. That number might even go up. They've got a dynamic team that has a lot of really good, talented players there. That could go up. And that's already really impressive. Like, compared to Detroit, Detroit's at 12%. And there's been times where the Leafs have been like at 15 to 17%. They might even be lower than that. They don't score. There's other teams that are around there. Look at Detroit, 12%. 30%, 31% to 12%. That power play is lethal. I mean, look at the guys that are there, and we're going to get to those guys in a second. Penalty kill percentage. They've got guys that'll block shots. They've got guys that will get the pucks out, that will make clean hits, whatever. 86% penalty kill percentage. That's insane. Compared to Detroit, that's 66%. And we've seen teams all over the league have pretty good penalty kill percentages. I know that Vegas is up there. They're in the 80% range or the 79% range. But those special teams numbers are a huge part of the game. If your power play can, let's say there's 4 power plays on the night and Boston can score on at least 2 of them or 1 or 2 of them, that's good. You're at least almost, if it's 2 of them, 2 out of 4, that's 50% of your power play opportunities. Their penalty kill percentage, they're almost killing every single penalty. So you get it done on special teams, you protect your net, and you score a couple goals, you're going to win the game. Now, looking at their points, David Pastrnak, I don't care what anybody says, This guy, like I said, and I predicted it at the beginning of the year, this guy's scoring 50 goals. I said David Pastrnak at the beginning of the season, before it even started. I said David Pastrnak is scoring 50 goals this year. He's also on my fantasy team, so thank you, Pasta. He's basically the captain of my squad. And the guy right behind him, Brad Marchand, is also on my fantasy team. Listen, guys, you guys might think I'm some biased guy here. I respect all teams. I talk about all teams. And guess what? I happen to think Brad Marchand's a really good hockey player. I really do. Like, this guy can really play the game. Yeah, he's done some dumb stuff. He's done some really dumb stuff. And when he plays the Leafs, I'm not going to cheer for him. Of course not. But when he played for Team Canada, I was his biggest fan. When he plays against other teams, I love to watch him play. And if he was on the Leafs, I would welcome him with open arms. He's a good hockey player. He has 10 goals, 18 assists for 28 points in 15 games. 28 points in 15 games. There's a reason why I'm doing pretty well in my fantasy hockey. I think I'm in like 4th or 5th place out of a bunch of people. I can't even remember. Like, we're talking like 40 or 50 people at least in this pool, maybe more. But back to Pastrnak, he has 15 goals in 15 games and 15 assists in 15 games for 30 points. 30 points in 15 games. That is absolutely insane. He's incredible. Then don't forget about the guy that's the best two-way player in the league, in my opinion, Patrice Bergeron. Another guy, regardless of what he's done to Toronto in terms of breaking our hearts multiple times, this guy's one of my favorite players to watch in the whole league. 7 goals, 9 assists for 16 points in 15 games. So 3 players that are above a point per game for the Bruins right away. Then you've got Torrey Krug on the back end, even though there have been rumors about him being traded. 12 points in 15 games. If they really wanted to move him, they could get a king's ransom. The guy's incredible. He hits. He's able to put up points. Really like him. And this is where the depth comes in that people seem to forget about. Danton Heinen, 6 points. That guy's probably going to put up more points. Jake DeBrusk, again, some guys, when he plays the Leafs, I'm not his biggest fan. Let's be honest. But he is a good depth piece, and he puts up points. 6 points in 15 games played. He'll get more points, guaranteed. Brandon Carlo, another guy on that back end. He's physical, but he's got 6 points in 15 games. Since he's come to the Bruins, he's been awesome. Then you've got Zdeno Chara. He's getting close to the end of his career. He's a little bit slower now, but he at least gives the leadership type of role, and he still can put up points, and he hits when he can. I really like Charlie Coyle. That addition for Boston was awesome. He played really well for them. Krejci hasn't been all that good. McAvoy has 4 assists in 15 games, but he's still growing into his full self. He hasn't really, he's not the full McAvoy yet, but he's already been so good. When he got tossed in as a 19-year-old in the playoffs a few years ago, and he excelled. He's going to be able to continue to grow, and he still will. Like, he's going to fill into the size that he wants to be. He's going to start putting up more points. He's a physical guy. He can get it under people's skin. And this is the reason why the Bruins are so good, because they have that depth. They have the players that can get it done. And when they need to be physical, they are physical. When they need good goaltending, they get good goaltending. When they need to score, they score goals. Like, it seems like they know how to trigger different things to work. And then when it all comes together, they're impossible to beat. They really are. Like, this, right now, if I was to give my early prediction, I got to go with Boston to win the Stanley Cup. After a month into the season, I think Boston is one of those teams that could just keep running with the division, because right now they're at the top of it. Tampa's not even close to as good as them right now. There's no team in the league right now, in my opinion, that's as complete as Boston. Now, people look at records, look at Washington, there's some other teams that have performed well. But at the end of the day, I think Boston is built for regular season hockey, but they're also built for playoff hockey. And guys, don't get up in arms, because Leaf fans get mad at me when I say that skill hockey is fine. What I'm saying is that physical, skilled players don't grow on trees. Boston has been able to draft those players or acquire them when they need to. If Toronto has to do that, there's going to have to be a significant trade. But in terms of Boston's sake, they've already got it. They're a good team. I respect the hell out of them. As much as people would think I would probably hate them, they're an incredible hockey team. I enjoy watching good hockey. Got to give props to them. They're good. Boston is very good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video about the Boston Bruins. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers. I talk about all NHL teams, so make sure to check out all my videos. It's not just a Leaf channel. There are a bunch of Leaf videos, but some of those are requested. Some of those are because I could do game day previews and reviews. So yeah, if you like this style of video, let me know. Choose what team I should talk about next. But I love talking about teams because I do watch other teams. People think I just watch the Leafs. I watch all the games. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.